How's it going today, guys? Welcome back to Timberline Productions with another pedal review. Today we're taking a look at the Strymon Flint, which is an amazing classic effects 2-in-1 box that has your reverb and your tremolo. So, we can start with the tremolo side. We're going to be talking about the three different types of tremolos. The first one is going to be a harmonic tremolo. And what it does is, if you can imagine you have a bass and treble knob on your amp, it's turning up and down those frequencies. It kind of gives a an off-kilter, warbly, almost univibe sound. So back down on the, so this is going to be your mix knob and obviously your speed. So that has kind of a phasery, goopy, warbly sound to it. If you're looking for a good pedal that can have the good vibe sound as well, this is that, which I really like the sound of. It's not quite phasery, it's not quite chorusy, it's just nice and goopy, kind of chewy. And so now we'll look at the tube tremolo. What the tube tremolo is in classic amps, it would vary the voltage going to your power tubes, which would in turn vary the volume. So this is going to be how quickly it does that, and this is going to be how deep the waveform goes. So now we can start at about unity. Bring it up a little bit, the speed, or a lot of bit. So that's the tube bias tremolo. Bottom one's going to be a photocell resistor tremolo, and that's going to be found on your like your Fenders. The tube would be like kind of voxy tremolos. Oop. And so the way it works is there's a flashing LED and a photoresistor, and the harder it flashes and the quicker it flashes, the more the photoresistor would actually cut your own signal. And so this is going to be how deep the tremolo goes, and this is obviously the speed. And the way this one sounds is it's going to be the most choppy square wave sounding of them all. The tube kind of had the sine wave, the normal wave, and this one's just kind of choppy in its sound. So let you listen. So you can hear the hard cut it has. Bring out the speed and the intensity. That's kind of cool. It's your most intense sounding one that they have on here. It's going to be like your Fall Out Boy or your Switchfoot sounding tremolo. So that's going to be the tremolo side. Secondary functions, what they are is where you hold these down, hold both of the foot switches down at the same time, and you get secondary functions over these knobs. If you're using a tap tempo, this is going to be your subdivision knob, and this is going to be a boost cut for the tremolo, which is cool. Jumping over to the reverb side, going to start off with just a spring sound. We're going to have the gain at unity. Decay is how long of time the reverb lasts, and color's a tone knob. So this way is going to be brighter, this way is going to be darker. So let's go with a kind of mild everything spring reverb. So that's going to be like your real classic spring Fender-y sound. These next two effects were never included on any amps, but they are a plate reverb and a Hall Reverb. And these were like older digital rack mount effects that they decided they wanted to include because I guess at this point that's also considered a classic effect. So this is going to be the plate. It's going to have the most smear to it. Kind of indistinguishable where all the layers are because it's got a good sound to it. This is the one that sounds good with the color backed off a little bit, decay up a little, and the mix right about there. So as opposed to just a dry. Bring up the knob, mix knob a little bit. Oh, and once you start cranking the mix, you reach a point where it actually goes all the way wet. So if you have like a parallel effects loop, or if you want a good like drones sound, this is going to be helpful. I can brighten that up for you. This is all the way wet. This is actually kind of a pretty cool sound if you're going for like a bigger ambient space. So this one is going to be your 80s Hall Reverb. And this is the only reverb that has pre-delay. What pre-delay is it's a small time frame window where you play a note and there's nothing and then the reverb comes in. So that's going to be the biggest sounding effect. So I'll just strike a note real quick and let you listen to the time between reverb coming in. So it's not a lot, but it is there, and it's nice and subtle. What that's good for is if you want kind of ambient melodic playing and you don't want the reverb to get in the way, but you still want like a high mix, high decay reverb. And so this is what that's good for. Get a nice infinite decay and just let it sit underneath your playing. So that would be an excellent setting if you're going for like a wash and you have a low mix analog delay going in the background as well. So this stuff does the ambient stuff really well. It's not all just 60s, 70s, and 80s classic sounds. So I'll just let it die out. Secondary functions on here. This one's going to be a boost cut again, just like the intensity on the other side. Nothing assigned to this knob. If I had a choice as to what it could be, I wish this would be a pre-delay or maybe a modulation, but I guess they didn't have those back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, so why would they give them to me now? And then this is going to be your effect order. It's kind of reversed, I guess you could say. So like this is actually the tremolo first, and then on this it's actually the reverb first. So if you could think of it kind of like an arrow or a flow, it's going to flow from reverb into tremolo. Get past the noon point, it's going to go flow from tremolo into reverb. So I can just show that to you real quick. So this is tremolo first. So you can hear that the reverb's not being tremoloed at all. Here, you'll hear it better like this. So it's tremoloing both your dry and the reverb now, which is kind of cool. So personally, I prefer. Personally, I prefer it the other way. So there you have it. There's my review of the Strymon Flint, which has got all your classic postmodern era effects on it with your tremolo and your reverb. If you're looking for kind of a minimalist board, or maybe looking to downsize like I did, with both a reverb and a tremolo and a vibe, and because I have the tap favorite, which lets me save a favorite setting or use a tap timer for the tremolo. I have a favorite setting which has the harmonic tremolo and the 80s Hall, so it's got my vibe and my big ambient sound, and then I go to the when the favorite's not on, I have a spring and a photocell trem. So I have 4 pedals in one little box. So I love it. If you're looking for something smaller and really, really versatile, I would check this one out. This is definitely the most versatile reverb trem I've ever found. So thank you guys so much. This has been a Timberline Productions. Have a good day.